Welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing great. Today I am sharing with you a super delicious dinner recipe for Tuscan chicken, otherwise known as Marry Me chicken. Let me run you through the ingredients that you need for this recipe. You're going to need extra virgin olive oil, chicken breast, some kind of pasta. If you want to serve it over that, you can serve it over rice, you could serve it just by itself. You're going to need some sun-dried tomatoes, some dried thyme, fresh garlic, chicken broth. I like to use reduced sodium chicken broth, heavy cream. I'm also using some Romano grated cheese. I find this bag of cheese right by the deli, so if you're looking for freshly grated cheese, check right by the cheese section. You also need salt and pepper and fresh basil. So let's jump in. I'm excited to share this one with you. This meal comes together really quickly, so I like to prep all my ingredients before I get started cooking. That includes my liquids. These are the type of sun-dried tomatoes that you want. If you can find them already julienned like these, they make your life a lot easier, but if you can find them whole, that works just as well. You just need to chop them up. So I had my basil, my garlic, my cheese measured out. So we're just gonna do a little bit of prep work. And in case you're wondering, yes, this is a new kitchen gadget I received for Christmas. It's called a prep deck. I love it. It has your chopping board, it has a trash receptacle, it has all kinds of little containers to measure out your ingredients. It's really convenient, and I have really enjoyed using it in the kitchen lately. For this Tuscan chicken recipe, I love prepping everything. If you can prep it a little bit before you're ready to make dinner, you can make dinner in under 30 minutes. And this dish is a crowd pleaser. My kids love this. My husband absolutely loves this. This is one of his favorite meals. And like I said, it comes together really quickly. So if you're looking for a somewhat easy weeknight dinner, this is one to add to your list. So I went ahead and I measured my liquids, my cheese, I chopped up my garlic, and I am just gonna roll up my basil and chiffonade that. And I really do have to say that the fresh basil makes the difference in this dish. So if you can get your hands on some, it is well worth it. And then the last thing that I want to prep for ingredients other than the chicken are these sun-dried tomatoes. Now, let me know in the comments below. Do you guys like sun-dried tomatoes? Have you tried them before? Have you not tried them? Sun-dried tomatoes are, I think, like an unsung hero of cooking. They are so good. They are so flavorful. They are chewy in like the best way possible. So this is your encouragement. If you have not tried them, go out and buy a jar. They are so good. So I went ahead and I was using 5 pretty good sized chicken breasts. I trimmed them up, and then I like to salt and pepper them before I put them in my pan to sear. I make this dish 2 different ways. The way I'm showing you today is the way I make it most often, where I bake the chicken breasts in the sauce in the oven, but you can also make this by dicing up the chicken. So keep that in mind, especially if you have small kids eating. Makes it a lot easier, especially on you as a parent. You don't have to cut it up at the table. Everything is prepped. I am ready to get cooking. This comes together really quickly. So I have everything measured out, even my dried thyme. So let me show you how quickly and easily this comes together. I have a big pot of water boiling, ready for pasta. I have my oven preheated to 375 degrees, and then I have my Dutch oven, which we're gonna preheat to medium-high heat. This is for us to sear our chicken, and that is the first step. I'm adding about a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil to the bottom of my Dutch oven. You can use whatever oil you want, avocado oil, whatever you have on hand. And then once it is nice and hot, you're gonna place your chicken in. You don't wanna overcrowd your pan because you wanna get some nice color. And you're just gonna cook them until they're seared on both sides. You don't have to worry about cooking them through because this is gonna finish off in the oven. You will know when your chicken is ready to flip because the pan will kind of release it. If it's sticking, let it sit for just a minute or two more and look at that beautiful color. So we're going to get a ton of flavor both on the chicken and in the bottom of our pan, and then we're going to use that flavor in the sauce. So you can imagine how delicious this is going to be. Once your chicken is finished, you're going to turn your heat down to medium. Add another tablespoon of olive oil and then your dried thyme. And you don't want to walk away from this. You want to give that a quick stir. Add your fresh garlic and saute this just until it's slightly softened. After about 2 minutes, we're going to add some chicken broth, and this is going to help deglaze the pan and pull up all of that flavor that has cooked down. And as you can see, all of those brown bits come up and they just make this sauce so good. Give this a quick stir, and next up we're going to add our heavy cream. Now this is what adds the luxurious part of this sauce. So add your cream, and then we're going to let this cook down for just a few minutes. You're going to notice that it starts to thicken up a little bit and everything kind of melds together. You want to make sure you cook this on medium heat. You want this to simmer, otherwise it won't thicken up. So I would say anywhere from 7 to 10 minutes, and then we're going to add the rest of our flavorings. You want to add in your sun-dried tomatoes, and sun-dried tomatoes come in oil most often, and if there's a little bit in your measuring cup, that's completely fine. Just add it right in. So give that a quick stir, and then next we're going to add our grated cheese. I'm using grated Romano cheese. You can use Parmesan cheese, or you can use a mixture, whatever you prefer. I really like Romano cheese. I like the flavor profile it has. It's not quite as pungent as Parm. I do love Parm, but I really like this dish with the Romano. So stir that in, and then I like to add about a tablespoon of fresh basil. I like this to infuse in the sauce while it's cooking in the oven. The sauce is really creamy. It comes together at this point, and you want to turn off the heat, and we're going to add our chicken back into the Dutch oven. So you want to add your chicken breast, and you also want to make sure to add any of those juices that are on your dish that you set it aside on. The juices are just some extra added flavor you don't want to miss out on, so just pour it right in. It will combine with your sauce and just make it even more flavorful. So make sure your chicken is coated in the sauce, and then this is pretty much done. The rest will finish up in the oven. Another reason I love this recipe is that this is basically a one-pot meal. Other than the pot that we're cooking our pasta in, everything is in this Dutch oven. So it already looks amazing. We're going to cover this up, and I'm going to pop it in our preheated oven at 375 for 18 to 20 minutes. I usually stick it in for 18 and it's good. You just want the chicken to be cooked through, and then dinner will be ready. So while that is cooking, I like to salt my water, and then I pour my pasta in, and usually the pasta will be ready just as I take the chicken out of the oven. So perfect timing. I like to use the bow tie pasta because my kids think it's fantastic. But look at that chicken. So good, smells amazing. I add some fresh basil on top, and then I also serve more basil at the table for whoever wants to add more. My pasta is ready and waiting in the pot, and now it's just time to serve it up. So you can cut it up and serve it sliced over pasta, or you can serve it whole like I am. The only thing is you want to make sure that you get those chewy bits of sun-dried tomatoes and that luxurious sauce. This one is so good, and if you guys try it, I almost guarantee you will add this to your meal rotation. We have made this so many times, and it just gets better every single time. Garnish with a little fresh basil, and dinner is ready. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you are new here, I would love for you to join us by hitting that red subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos, and I will see you in the next one.